Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your Midday News Fix for Monday, the 4th of May. Donald Trump claims his representatives are having positive discussions with Iran. Iran's offered the US a 14-point peace plan asking for hostilities to cease and for it to withdraw its forces. Trump has just announced that the US will escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz from tonight, dubbing it Project Freedom. Back home, Acting Prime Minister David Seymour says wars should not be unilaterally started, as this has, but international law does evolve.
If you spend 40 years sponsoring terrorists, terrorising your neighbourhoods, trying to create nuclear weapons so you can wipe a whole country off the map, then perhaps the protections of international law are not entirely available to you.
And Seymour is warning inflation is likely to spike. Shipping giant Maersk is adding a 27% surcharge to freight to cope with rising fuel costs because of the Iran war. Seymour told Ryan Bridge today, "We rely heavily on imported goods which use large amounts of fuel."
When the price of that goes up anywhere from sort of 50%, in some cases you've seen diesel double, then that pushes through prices and everything that we do. That leads to inflation. That makes for a very tough time.
In Ukraine, officials say Russian drone and missile strikes have killed 10 people and injured dozens in multiple regions. President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia fired more than 250 drones, the vast majority shot down. He says Ukraine has struck 3 Russian oil tankers, a cruise missile carrier warship and a patrol boat. The BBC reports that the Kremlin's concerned about Ukraine's deepening drone reach into its territory. Accusations proposed Ministry of Transport congestion charges are a cash grab. They include grouping vehicles by size, charging trucks 4 times as much as a car. Transporting New Zealand says it aims to shift travel demand off-peak, which freight carriers already try to do. Policy and advocacy head Billy Clemens says any trucks travelling at peak times absolutely have to.
Trucking companies won't realistically be able to avoid them, and that means these significant charges end up getting paid and getting pushed onto freight customers and businesses all around the country.
The Taxpayers Union annual ratepayers report finds that rates rose an average $451 in the past year. It also shows almost 250 council staff earn more than a minister outside cabinet. Spokesperson Josh Van Veen says some councils are doing worse than others.
Wellington Regional Council has the highest average residential rates of any regional council at just over $1,000 a year. You compare that to Environment Southland, which charges ratepayers just $378 a year.
But Wellington Regional Council says it delivers the largest public transport network outside Auckland and managed water and disaster responses. The Salvation Army is urging the public to donate toward this week's Red Shield appeal as more people struggle with living costs. To sport, Kimi Antonelli's become the first Formula One driver to convert his maiden 3 pole positions into race wins, this time at the Miami Grand Prix. Wu Yitsa has opened up a 10-7 lead over Sean Murphy in the best of 35-frame snooker world champs final. Jannik Sinner is the first man to win 5 successive Masters 1000 tennis titles after securing the Madrid Open. And Tottenham have beaten Aston Villa 2-1 in Premier League football to move temporarily clear of the relegation zone. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.